It's the Oregon Ducks and the Longhorns of Texas.
McCoy down the middle, and it's intercepted, and it's Patterson coming the other way. Avery Patterson, and he's in. Touchdown. And it's straight ahead for McCoy. Touchdown, Texas. And you know he feels good about scoring after throwing an interception earlier. Mariota shovel pass inside. First down, Moore. Heading to the end zone. Touchdown, Josh Huff. And we welcome you back to the 2013 Valero Alamo Bowl in San Antonio.
Just one of those crazy things. When you play a team as explosive as Oregon and as highly ranked as they are, you have to take advantage of every situation. They gave him a gift touchdown with the interception.
Right.
Then their defense played well. They had field position. They didn't capitalize with points. They had drop passes. And now the most important possession in the football game for Texas is their defense right now, because if Oregon scores again here on this possession, I don't think they can catch up.
I mean, short down to the 23-yard line. And it goes to Keenan Lowe, and Lowe is out at about the 33-yard line.
And it just makes them that much more difficult. It sets up their play-action pass. It makes them that much more dangerous.
On the ground, Byron Marshall, who's been held pretty much in check tonight, picks up about 4. Adrian Phillips in on the stop. When you think about the balance of what Mariota has done tonight, as Holly said, 132 on the ground, 130 in the air, and he's going to the air, and a slant down the middle. 20 more yards for the Ducks.
It's just a simple look route. I mean, he's not running any timing route. He's just running into an open area, and the play action freezes the linebacker.
And now Mariota on the run. This time he'll slide down. Already moved it to the Texas 36. Opening 50 seconds of the quarter. Mariota down the middle and complete again inside the 25.
We talked about Josh Huff being a Texas native. So is Addison out of Missouri City, Texas. Both these wide receivers with a lot of incentive in this ball game.
Mariota floats one and incomplete, intended for Bayless, who he hit.
Marcus did something a little funny at the end of that throw, like he was stretching something in his leg or adjusting something, and he's walking kind of with some stiffness in that left knee right now.
Yep.
Might be something to keep an eye on. Oh, there's something wrong.
And now the shotgun. About a yard gain on the play. And now it's going to be interesting to see if he runs again.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have to. And you're right. And Holly said he's wearing a sleeve under those tights. And you saw him adjusting his thigh pad a little bit. He's playing with that left knee. It's not what it was in the first half. It doesn't look like. 3rd down and 9, and that might change the game dramatically. He'll throw on 3rd down, and it's incomplete and almost intercepted. Actually, it was Keenan Lowe, the intended receiver, but incomplete.
Again, with a left knee injury, not only does it affect your ability to run, it affects your ability to transfer your weight from your back foot to your front foot and drive through the football. And that was the first throw that Marcus has made that was not on the mark. Really.
He's 2 for 2 tonight. And he's perfect. There was a scene during the timeout. Marcus Mariota over there with the trainers and also rolling that back knee himself.
Yeah. Which I'm no doctor for sure, but the fact that they're not checking the stability of his knee and doing that suggests it's some kind of a muscle thing, or rather than the reoccurrence of the MCL thing.
Johnson from the 1. And Marcus Johnson across the 25 before he's brought down. It's an 8-person advisory committee, and they've got an executive search firm called Korn and Ferry, which also was involved with actually the hiring of Steve Patterson, the athletic director. The tight end in motion. They've thrown to him when he's gone in motion, but he's dropped a couple. And this time he's going to be a blocker. They got it to Mike Davis, but only about a yard gain. Nice job by the Oregon defense. Davis in motion. McCoy going to go down. He throws it at the last second, and it's almost intercepted.
They can't protect the quarterback. McCoy tried to step up in the pocket. And a nice second effort by Tony Washington, their leading sacker.
Another punt, and wow, this is a beauty by Farrah. Way up in the rafters of the Alamo Dome. And the 3rd highest ranked team ever to play in this event is the 10th ranked Ducks of Oregon, and they've got the lead 23-7. And they start again at their own 19-yard line. Inside run this time. Only a couple gained by Thomas Tyner, checking in with Holly.
Athletic trainer Kevin Stiles spent a long time rolling out the legs of Marcus Mariota. Not just his left leg that's been injured, but the right leg too. Looks like he may be cramping. It's been rushing an awful lot.
There's a long halftime. That might have had something to do with it.
Offense number 11, 5-yard penalty, second down.
16 plays of 10 yards or more tonight. So they can get it in big chunks. Second down and 12. And this time Mariota got away again. Throws on the run, and he throws a strike to Addison. And it's a first down.
You know, and that right there shows you the difference in Marcus Mariota and some of the other quarterbacks that have been in this Oregon offense. We've seen the running ability, the escapability, but watch this throw, stepping up on a line to the sideline. He's the best thrower that they've had in this offense to go along with his running ability.
Throwing on the previous play was a completed catch. The play is under further review.
And again, he's clutching that left hamstring or something, Todd, and he's coming to the sideline again, and maybe it's a cramp because he's going to take in as much fluid as he can while they take this play under review.
Now, sometimes when you wear a sleeve like that, and sometimes it just hard to guess, but take a look at the play. Good footwork on the sideline.
Good camera work. I think the play's good all the way.
Yeah.
Looked like he got both toes down. Great catch. It's a matter of whether or not maybe that he had possession over there.
View of the play stands as called.
The 33. And Tyner is going to empty the backfield. They're going to flip it out to Tyner, though. Avoided a shoestring tackle, and Tyner's got another first down.
Adrian Phillips, the safety, read this quickly. He stumbled a little bit going for the tackle. Usually a very sure tackler, but that little stumble made it difficult for him to make the tackle, and Tyner with a big gain.
This time, only a couple for Byron Marshall.
Well, the tempo has caught Texas a couple times. On the last completion to Huff, it was definitely the result of tempo.
Here's just a little underhand pitch to Marshall, and he's going to go down for a loss. Malcolm Brown, the defensive tackle, hung in there, dropped him for a loss of 5.
And I think Scott Frost and Mark Helfrich right now are kind of staying away from run situations for Marcus Mariota. They're trying to find other ways to run the football and not put it on their quarterback. But now another 3rd and long. We'll see what he does on this play.
3rd down and 13. 3 receivers to his left. Nobody to the right for Mariota. And now it's an empty backfield. So here comes the quick pass again. Caught, delivered kind of high. And Texas is going to. And he comes up on a fair catch and takes it around the 23-yard line. Tyrone Swoops is in at quarterback for the Texas Longhorns.
Well, Texas has been held without a first down on 5 of 8 possessions, trying to find some new spark for this offense.
With that, they'll keep it on the ground of Malcolm Brown, who's been their only offense. Swoops is a true freshman out of White-Wright, Texas. And in the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Quarterback draw all the way. And he drew a bunch of Duck defenders after a pickup of a couple more. Nick, again, it's his last game, announcing his retirement. Had some interesting comments about what he would do in retirement. And on 3rd and 6, Swoops scans the field, and now dancing around, and all he can do is find a place to land. Lost a yard. Addison might have a chance at this one. He'll take it at the 28, and he goes down at about the 25. Nice coverage.
Again, as we mentioned, the slide for Texas after playing in that national championship game in '09, direct result of quarterback play.
Mariota on the run again. Whoops. I hope that knee didn't give out. He went down on his own, and he's testing it. It may not be a knee. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Left leg. We're going to put it that way.
Right. You can tell it's affecting it.
Illegal substitution, 12 players in formation, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Anthony Thomas, one too many guys out there. I think he was the one that was one too many. Mark Helfrich in his first year, 10-2. He's a first native Oregonian, I hope I said that right, to be the head coach at Oregon since John Warren in 1942. So dream job. But he's got some dream players, and one of them just got planted.
You can bottle them up, and then they explode on you for a big play.
And that time a power run by Marshall. He ran over Jenkins. First down. Mariota on the sideline throws a strike close to a first down to Braylon Addison again.
They have really suffered some injuries this year, and some of the effects of that really showing here right now.
Mariota on a seam route, complete. And that's Johnny Munt, the freshman tight end, who they think might end up being a star someday. Pick up a 20.
Nice job by Mariota, just staying in the pocket, stepping up a little bit, and then finding that seam route. Again, you run vertical routes against zone defense, and you just wait for a receiver to clear defenders.
So first down at the 33 of the Longhorns. And Thomas Tyner, the freshman tailback, back in there with Mariota. And Mariota down again the other side. And Josh Huff, tough catch. And a good throw, 23-yard pickup.
Again, just kind of another seam route against zone. So as soon as he clears an opening, Huff looks back to the quarterback, knowing once I get in this soft spot, the ball could come at any point. Mariota right on target with it.
And that's 5 catches for Huff for 104 yards. So he's getting that little bit of revenge he wanted tonight in this Valero Alamo Bowl after not being recruited by the Longhorns in his native states. Tyner hanging with it was Timothy Cole.
Is playing nicely. The senior called on to anchor that left side right now.
The Ducks have 447 yards of offense, and that sets a new single season school record. Mariota to the end zone. Almost intercepted. The leg gave him a little trouble.
Yeah, I think he was a little hesitant to plant on that front foot and transfer the weight. Kind of gingerly tried to step into that throw, and that caused him to take a little bit off of it.
Going to call timeout here with 2:43 remaining, and the Ducks not wanting to waste an opportunity with a 3rd and goal. So 3rd down and goal, and a chance for the head coach to talk things over with his entire offense.
I think Mark Helfrich has done an outstanding job this year. He was the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. It's his 5th year on the staff at Oregon. Had a history being at Arizona State, was at Boise State, was at Colorado, has coached quarterbacks for a long time, and I think he transitioned into that head coaching job really well. And one of the things that helped him was the continuity of the staff.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Aliotti was going to retire last year, decided to stay on for Helfrich's first year. Even though Chip Kelly took one of the full-time assistants with him to Philadelphia, everybody else stayed in place, and that helped that transition a lot.
And of course, Chip's got his Eagles in the playoffs in the NFL. Mariota, whoa! I don't know if it's going to be a face mask or if he just got the top of his helmet, but he's dropped in the backfield.
There's no flag.
I don't see one.
Surprisingly, there's no flag.
They're separating players down there. Again, there's the pump fake.
Wow, usually when you see a quarterback's head snap back like that.
Cedric Reed, I don't know, I guess maybe he just palmed his helmet like a basketball. I don't know. Everybody in the booth, including Phil Knight, thought it was a penalty, but it wasn't. And this one, no good. Oh, it hit the upright. I didn't even see it. I thought it went wide right.
Well, the Texas defense got a stop, aided by a no call on a penalty. And now the onus and the burden really is on the Texas offense. They've got to manufacture something here. They've got to figure out a way to get a couple chunk plays.
You know, Texas hanging in there, hanging around at 23-7 late in the 3rd quarter. But Oregon tied 4 red zone possessions. They've got 1 touchdown, 2 field goals, and a missed field goal. So it could be a lot worse. Swoops is going to air one out for the Horns. And they got it. No, in and out of the hands of Mike Davis. would have been all the way to the 20-yard line.
See, that's the kind of play that needs to be made for Texas. Mike Davis got enough separation. Swopes put the ball out there. They need chunk plays, and you just can't beat a team as good as Oregon if you don't capitalize when you have those opportunities.
Bergeron, he's going to go down for a loss. That's even more confusing. Who's coming and who's not? Bergeron trying to spin away from the traffic. He got it across the 25. Punt returns for touchdowns this year. Both came in the Cal game. And he's got to call a late fair catch and lost the handle. I think they're going to have a penalty for interference.
Opportunity to catch the kick. Kicking team number 9. 15-yard penalty.
Well, the punt was dying a little bit, and that's why Harris didn't know where the football was and got too close to Addison.
And between his arms, between his legs, and he came up with it anyway. 3 receivers for Mariota to his left. He goes back the other way, and he got a little bit of pressure and threw it in the turf.
With his legs right now, as he did earlier in the ball game.
Throwing or running.
Yep.
Here's Tyner's going to get dropped. We start the 4th quarter of the Valero Alamo Bowl with Oregon in front. 10, 5th time, 6th time actually. They've been 3rd down and 10 or longer, and they haven't converted any of them so far. To open the 4th, they still don't. Anthony Thomas has to go to the ground to get that pass from Mariota. He might still be running had he thrown it in front of him.
Well, he's real fast. He'd be done running by now.
4th down and 5. They were about 50% on their 4th down conversions this year. Mariota, and whistle blew before the play.
Offense number 11, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Expecting, I guess, a fake. He's just going to let it go again. This is the 2nd time tonight. They don't really have anybody back there. And they're going to down it at about the 2-yard line. Wow, you can't do it any better than that. They'll pay the price. They're going to be in a deep hole offensively when we return.
Now they're way backed up in field position.
All the offense has been Malcolm Brown from the 3-yard line. Case McCoy back in there. And Brown tripped up, lost yardage.
Well done. Hart does a nice job taking on the double team, and that opens the gate for Kaylee Keefe.
Davis in motion toward the ball. McCoy looking that way and throws complete to Mike Davis. And he's going to be short of the 1st down, but at least they have a little bit of room to work. Texas has as many punts as they have points tonight. Malcolm Brown, the tailback. Again, they move the tight end. And they're going to run the other way, and he got it. Malcolm Brown out to the 15.
Well, the case with Stanford the last 2 years, even though Texas has had the size advantage up front in this game, Oregon has really been up for the challenge.
A few big pass plays tonight at all for the Longhorns and Case McCoy. And they'll keep it on the ground. And that's a tough yard.
Hardrick and Derek Malone, the 2 inside linebackers, have played well this year for Oregon. They're first-year starters, and they both replaced a pair of guys that were 3-year starters. One of those guys, Kiki Alonso, doing pretty well at the next level.
Yeah, I guess. Should be Rookie of the Year defensively in the NFL, in my opinion. 3rd down and 6. McCoy, swing pass right on the fingertips. Bergeron trying to bang his way to the 1st down. He might have made it.
That's good, tough running with the ball.
Kidding. Here's a higher angle. That is really close. 2nd man is busting through, and it's Malcolm Brown. Easily a 1st down. And 44 and ticking. And Texas' longest pass play tonight's been 11 yards. Let's see if they get more than that here. He might not get the pass away. He won't. Joe Walker, the outside linebacker, with a sack.
Well, Walker's going to come right through here, and Bergeron's just going to miss him. His eyes go the wrong place. He doesn't see the linebacker. He doesn't end up blocking anybody, and that one should have been picked up by Joe Bergeron, and instead, Walker fights his way through for the sack.
Little draw play, almost a face mask in there. Bergeron down in 15. McCoy moves his tight end, and in the shotgun, trying to throw on 3rd and long. Steps up, zips it down the middle, intercepted, coming the other way again. For the 2nd time tonight, this is Derek Malone. And Malone is going to score. Touchdown, Oregon. Which is up and just inside the left upright. Derek Malone, the most improved player on the Oregon defense. And an honorable mention, Pac-12 player, his 2nd interception of the year. This one for a touchdown. This one goes to the 1-yard line of Marcus Johnson. And Johnson trying to cut it outside. I'll just make it to the 20, and that's it. As we go back and show you that interception.
I want to show you what happened to Case McCoy. Here's Derek Malone, and he's going to drop into coverage, and then you're going to see Case McCoy's eyes go one way and lose track. But right here, as he gets ready to scramble, his eyes are looking right here at Mike Davis all the way, and he loses track out of his blind spot where Derek Malone is. Never saw him. That's why he thought he was throwing into an open void. Instead, Derek Malone was waiting on the backside of it to not only intercept it, but take it to the end zone.
Texas from the 20-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Bergeron's going to lose 2 or 3 yards. Got a whole flock of ducks on his back. You know, one coach is going out on a sad note. Nick Alamo, longtime defensive coordinator, said, you know what? I quit playing football in '75. The next day and the next year I started coaching in '76, and until Monday night, that's all I've ever done. And we said, Nick, what are you going to do? He said, well, I like to hunt birds.
Yeah.
So January 6th, he and his brother Pete are going, no offense, but duck hunting. And then in February, he and 12 other guys are going to Argentina to shoot some more birds. That and a golf game he says needs improving, and he's not going to shoot that duck. And also he loves playing cards.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things Nick's got in mind as he approaches this spring his 60th birthday, holding on Texas. But he's one of the all-time characters, and a guy that when you get in a meeting with him.
Number 51, the penalty is declined. 3rd down.
When you get in a meeting with Nick, it's not only a lot of laughs, but he actually will tell you some things.
Yeah.
He told us a couple of things last night, and I won't say what they are. And he said, well, I probably shouldn't have told you that, but what are they going to do, fire me? I'm quitting tomorrow night. They need more Nick Aliotis out there in the world, trust me.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to be around.
Swoops. Going to run it here. And he's got good wheels and shows it. Nice run all the way out near the 45-yard. That one goes for 25 to the 45. And that Tyrone looking for a receiver. Trying to buy himself a little extra time. Throws on the run. Incomplete. It's intended for Shipley.
And I ate like it was tasting the town.
Yeah, I heard you did. That might have been a face mask there. I don't see a call. Second time tonight, I guess I've been seeing things on face masks against quarterback. A little bit of burgundy. Got a Vespa there. They got Wolfman. They got everything working. Wolverine, not Wolfman. Nice protection, but he threw it too far in front of Bergeron.
Mark Helfrich will begin his 2nd year next year. This is a very young football team, particularly offensively. Now they lose some guys in their defense, in their defensive secondary. Of course, Alamo still has a decision to make about the NFL, but really Josh Huff is the only senior on that offense that won't be back. Mariota deciding to come back. Their center, Hronis Grasu, deciding to come back. They're a very young, talented team. Will be right in the mix next year.
Swoops with an air ball to Davis, and flags are down. Did he catch it?
Defense number 14, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And you're out there on an island with a big receiver, and you're running stride for stride, and you have no idea the ball's underthrown. And when that receiver tries to come back, it's hard to get out of the way.
And you saw it was a one-hop between the arms of Davis, who almost made an acrobatic catch, but with the penalty, they got it at the 34-yard line for Texas. And now Malcolm Brown trying to do his thing, and he's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Christian French and Taylor Harder there. Will be in the Granddaddy Mall against Michigan State in the Rose Bowl. He swoops, rolling to throw, and now he's going to tuck it and get what he can. Third down, throw completes, and really close for Greg Daniels, and he might have the first down. And now the final 5 minutes on the sideline for the Horns. Flag down. Probably going to have a holding call.
Face mask defense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Swoops, pump fakes one way and rifles it the other. And diving attempt by Kendall Sanders, but it's incomplete. And good coverage over there by Terrence Mitchell. This one looked like a little miscommunication, but he runs it inside the 5. And this time Swoops is going down for a loss. Oregon played it beautifully. Rodney Hardrick, the middle linebacker. And then Colt McCoy for 4 years as a starter. Had a shot at another one against Alabama in 2009.
Offense number 76, 5-yard penalty.
Ability to be a dual threat guy. It's become a quarterback league. Just look at the Heisman winners over the last several years.
Yep.
It's not running backs anymore. It's quarterbacks.
Might be a last chance here. Throwing back across his body. It's intended for Sanders.
Ball start. Offense number 77, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And this guy that's wearing number 8 out here tonight, that's soon to be our player of the game, he would have been a high pick too, but he's decided to come back, and that makes Oregon one of the favorites next year for sure.
And so he would never really say how disappointed or upset he might have been by the so-called Heisman snub at the end of the year, but I would believe that would drive him and motivate him very strongly this offseason and into the 2014 season leading this Oregon team.
He sure got all the tools, that's for sure. He's done running tonight, but his tailback won't be. And Marcus Mariota is our Capital One player of the game. He did it with his legs early and then started ripping some of those laser passes and ended up at this point 18 out of 26, 253 yards and a touchdown, and 133 on 15 carries tonight. So our congratulations to Marcus. And Mark Helfrich is going to be 11-2 in his first season. That's not too bad.
Not bad.
Chip Kelly went 46-7 his 4 years as head coach, and now has the Eagles in the playoffs. And this guy jumped into that seat. And we said, Todd asked him yesterday, what was the biggest transition? He says, there's just a lot of stuff.
A lot more stuff. Yeah.
When you're a position coach, it's one thing. When you're a coordinator, it's another thing. When you're a head coach, there's a lot of stuff. And the 40-year-old Oregon native has handled it beautifully. Again, just keeping it on the ground and close to a first down as we're down to the final minutes. Oregon too much and too good, and he knows it, and they win it. The Ducks 30-7 tonight. There's a little respect. Marcus Mariota for the hug for the coach, and as you can see by the number of cameras, there's a lot of people that think as highly of Mack Brown as Todd and Holly and I do. One of the class acts of all time in college football.
Well, Mark Helfrich told us this week it's been like a mini coach's clinic being around Mack Brown.
The winning coach right now is with Holly.
Well, Coach Helfrich, that's your first bowl win for you as a head coach. I was wondering, is this your first Gatorade bath?
That is, and it's cold.
How was it?
It was awesome. Just our guys just battled, believed in each other, and played it. That's a great football team, and obviously a legend, an icon in football, in Mack Brown, and to go out against him, I've been saying all the week, I feel like I should wear a black hat all week because I've been the bad guy in this deal, but just a full team win. You know, it didn't play very cleanly in the beginning. Our defense played great. Obviously, two pick sixes. It gives us a chance, but a huge team win.
You guys talked about using this as a springboard into next season. What helped you tonight that you'll build from?
Just momentum. You know, we have a very young team. We're not allowed to say that, but we have a very young team. We had a bunch of guys early in the first half, some true freshmen making some mistakes, and they both came back and made some big plays in the second half. So just growing up.
Thank you, Coach. And hey, congrats on that bath. I love that. That was your first one.
Thanks, Holly. Appreciate it.